5 years have come and gone. The light of life still shines upon Eorzea.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we are finding who dominates the genre. When it comes to role-playing games whose multiplayer elements could be described as massive, these are the 20 best in that field. Hotkey go to shift 1 because it's time to get started. That's such a lame intro. Ultima Online. If you haven't thought about this game in 20 years, many fond memories may be flooding your mind right now. Released in 1997, Ultima Online was one of the first and most popular MMORPGs. It was a fascinating time in video game history where anything was possible and developers were truly enjoying their creative freedom. The game is set in the Ultima universe, a cherished series of open-world fantasy RPGs that started in 1981. Ultima Online had a long lifespan, receiving 8 expansions and numerous free updates. One interesting aspect of the game is that the developers prioritized player freedom, which included the option to be evil. Terra. This South Korean MMO has been thriving for over a decade and shows no signs of slowing down. Terra is a fantasy MMO that emphasizes immersive combat mechanics, setting it apart from far more mainstream titles like World of Warcraft. With over 28 million players, the game is well loved for its extensive character creation options, accessible gameplay style, and a wide variety of stylish armor and weapons to collect. Warhammer Online. Warhammer Online is an MMORPG that had a dedicated fan base even before its release, much like Elder Scrolls or Warcraft. The Warhammer tabletop game originated in the 80s, gaining popularity as fans engaged with various video game adaptations, including the Total War Warhammer series, which brought us its universe to real-time strategy gaming. Released in 2008, Warhammer Online features a vibrant, high-magic fantasy world similar to World of Warcraft. However, like many MMORPGs, it experienced a decline in subscribers just months after its launch. Despite receiving positive reviews, the game ultimately shut down in 2013. Either way, it still has a dedicated fan base that continues to live on player-run private servers, which remain very active. Neverwinter.
You can stop us!
You can now slot a second encounter power. Options, powers, buy or reassign an encounter power.
Neverwinter is a free-to-play action MMORPG inspired by the renowned Dungeons & Dragons fantasy role-playing game. Epic narratives, dynamic combat, and classic role-playing elements await those brave enough to venture into the enchanting world of Neverwinter. Explore and defend one of the most cherished cities from the Dungeons & Dragons Forgotten Realms campaign as it emerges from the ruins of destruction. This immersive MMORPG will take you from the besieged city walls to subterranean tunnels, where you'll uncover forgotten secrets and seek out lost treasures.
Betrayal!
Fantasy Star Online. If this list was on the top 20 most underrated MMORPGs of all time, there's a real chance that Fantasy Star Online would take the #1 spot. Player reviews include, "I play this for 4 straight months this year and I think I found my all-time favorite game." And "I experienced this game for the first time in 2023 and it quickly became one of my favorites ever." It's incredibly rare for a game this good to go relatively forgotten, but alas, Fantasy Star Online is unknown by many. Lord of the Rings Online.
Ho there! What's your business on the road?
After transitioning to a free-to-play model, Lord of the Rings Online experienced a significant boost in popularity. Set in J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle-earth, it delivers exactly what you'd expect, a traditional MMORPG with a Lord of the Rings theme. The game promotes exploration with its discovery-friendly map. Much of Lord of the Rings Online makes references to the movies and books, which is a major attraction for fans of the series. A good selection of races and classes makes this universe feel as full and intricate as the Lord of the Rings MMORPG should feel. Black Desert Online. standout Korean MMO Black Desert Online burst onto the scene and disrupted its competitors with a unique combat system, stunning graphics, and a captivating storyline. It was a hit, and even to this day, it still ain't quit. I suck. It features one of the most diverse character creation systems found in any MMO, making it a major draw for players who want their characters to stand out. There's also plenty of guides online to make your characters look like particular people or things. Star Trek Online. I'll tell you what, if you ever want to make dumb money, take an IP that people love and make a high quality game on that IP. Trekkers were undoubtedly thrilled at the chance to immerse themselves in the Star Trek universe and fulfill their dreams of becoming a Starfleet officer, which contributed to the enduring popularity of Star Trek Online. While critical reviews were mixed, the game has persisted with numerous expansion packs and updates to keep the experience fresh. It may not be perfect, but that's kind of the point. If it's a popular universe, people are probably going to open up their wallets anyways.
You have taken the refugees. We can't offer much, but I'll tell other Suliban that Datan's fleet is standing up to the Tal Shiar.
EVE Online. One of the best aspects of playing EVE Online today is that the game has undergone numerous updates since its launch. These changes have led many players and critics to reassess the title positively. While several developers have tried to create enjoyable outer space themed MMORPGs, EVE Online stands out where many others have struggled. If you played this back in 2003 and felt a little disappointed, I urge you to give it another crack, because the wrinkles that bothered you initially have most likely been ironed out. New World. MMORPGs often delve into the fantasy genre, and New World does it better than most. Set on the enchanting island of Eternium, you play as a 17th century explorer uncovering new resources, mystical powers, and encountering other players who you can befriend or battle. At launch, New World faced challenges due to an overwhelming number of players, causing its servers to struggle. However, the game has since recovered and gained popularity, and it was nominated for Best Multiplayer Game at the Game Awards. I stopped playing it in the early days and revisited after writing this list. And let me just say, you should all be playing this game. EverQuest. EverQuest is one of the earliest MMORPGs still enjoyed by a substantial player base. 25 years. Think about that for a second and tell me that ain't an achievement worth celebrating. The game transitioned to a free-to-play model in 2012, but players voiced concerns that this option restricted access to only a small portion of the game's content. As one of the most influential MMORPGs in history, EverQuest has significantly impacted the genre. Titles like World of Warcraft might have evolved differently without its influence, which is pretty cool. Trove.
This is home. It's all that's left of the once glorious realms of the Sun Goddess. Before, the land was lush.
Trove is a sandbox MMORPG reminiscent of Minecraft that debuted in 2015. It was later ported to PlayStation and Xbox and Switch, making one of its strongest qualities its availability. And its game. Truly it's the game, I just wanted to emphasize the availability. Unlike many MMORPGs, Trove translates seamlessly to consoles, offering a straightforward yet surprisingly captivating experience. It's an excellent first MMO for younger players and has garnered strong support from its community. Good for kids, good for adults. Rift. As you might expect, Rift is a classic MMORPG that shares similarities with World of Warcraft. Initially, like WoW, Rift operated on a subscription model before adding a free-to-play option with limited features. One might wonder why players would choose Rift over WoW. While Rift does not offer many distinguishing features from the genre giant, some players appreciate its intensity and the extensive range of skills that add more depth to the gameplay. It's entirely possible for gamers to enjoy both World of Warcraft and Rift, as both are outstanding games in their own right. Star Wars: The Old Republic.
I'm Satil Shan, leader of the Jedi Council. I'd like to speak privately with you before we meet with the others.
With the third highest budget of any video game ever produced, Star Wars: The Old Republic excels at delivering deep and enjoyable RPG elements on a grand scale. Players can choose to be a lightsaber-wielding Jedi or a commando, embarking on a unique journey tailored to each character's class. Like many of the games on this list, it continues to hold relevance in today's MMORPG landscape. Overall, Star Wars: The Old Republic is an outstanding MMORPG that effectively weaves an engaging Star Wars narrative.
Did you just call me Jedi?
Destiny 2.
You died on a battlefield long before my time. Something special brought us together.
I promise this is the only entry on our list that is debatable as an MMORPG, but unfortunately, there is debate to be made. Most debates end with Destiny 2 is either an MMO FPS or an FPS RPG, but not an MMORPG, which as a line makes absolutely no sense. That's just an oxymoron. It's oxymoronic. Destiny 2 shines with its captivating blend of immersive storytelling, stunning visuals, and engaging gameplay. The game features dynamic cooperative and competitive multiplayer modes, alongside regular content updates and seasonal events. Its deep lore and expansive universe encourage exploration, making it a rewarding experience for both casual and dedicated players.
Do not look at me, creature.
RuneScape. Launched in 2001 as a free-to-play MMORPG, RuneScape has remarkably maintained its popularity over the years. At any given time, the game boasts at least 50,000 active players. In RuneScape, players engage in classic MMORPG activities like fishing, mining, blacksmithing, and battling enemies. The PvP area in the wilderness serves as a true test of a player's skills. While the graphics of old-school RuneScape may not be impressive, they're undeniably nostalgic and charming. This, combined with the enjoyable gameplay, is what makes it endure. Guild Wars 2. We love an MMORPG that takes things in a new direction, whilst also holding onto the elements that makes the genre fantastic. Rather than following the typical questing format of MMORPGs, Guild Wars 2 features an event-based system that encourages players to collaborate with their guilds, parties, and other players. While the idea of guilds isn't exclusive to MMOs, Guild Wars 2 perfected the formula from the start. Elder Scrolls Online. Unlike the Elder Scrolls RPGs developed by Bethesda, Elder Scrolls Online was created by ZeniMax Online Studios. Although ZeniMax isn't known for developing Elder Scrolls titles, they successfully crafted one of the best MMORPGs of all time. Remarkably, they stayed true to the Elder Scrolls series while avoiding the pitfalls of a standard MMORPG. While the game is best experienced on PC, the console version is also really impressive. If you played this upon release and felt underwhelmed, we encourage you to try again because the updates have been outstanding. Final Fantasy XIV.
5 years have come and gone. The light of life still shines upon Eorzea.
Although Final Fantasy XI also deserves some praise as one of the best MMORPGs of all time, we're looking at the much newer Final Fantasy XIV. Final Fantasy XIV has come a long way since its launch. With better graphics than World of Warcraft, a playable console version, and a steady stream of quality content, it's quickly becoming one of the best MMORPGs available. The ability to play on the latest consoles truly sets Final Fantasy XIV apart. With enhanced visuals, a unique PvP mode, and ongoing community support, it's clear why it's becoming the new champion of MMOs. Jump on it now because it's not just for Final Fantasy fans.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications.
World of Warcraft. Who the hell didn't see this one coming? World of Warcraft has long been the reigning king of MMORPGs. When it launched in 2004, it shook the video game industry to its core, reaching a peak of 12 million players in 2010. Its vast content and diverse player base solidify its status as one of the top MMORPGs and one of the greatest games of all time. With the release of its classic versions, the game has had a serious resurgence of love, especially from people who haven't touched the game in years. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified of our latest videos.